Hello, everyone, and welcome back to VirtualCon. I have Liviu here, who is going to be talking all matters of Altergaze. He is the co-founder and the managing director. He'd actually like to explain his bio himself. So I'll pass it off to Liviu. Liviu, go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm Liviu. I've been working in the CG fields since I was 15. That's over 10 years now. Uh, I've worn many hats from 3D artist to filmmaking, advertising, creative director. I have a degree in games arts. I studied architecture. I've been working in film and visual effects for advertising. And About a year ago, I started making this 3D printed virtual reality headset called Altergaze. Um, the way I started making it, and the reason why I made it in the first place was I just wanted a device that it's affordable, that it's easy to pass around, something that people can just have with them in order to experience games and the 360 stories, a medium, so to speak, for me to tell more compelling stories. That's how it all started, and that's pretty much the entire idea behind it. 3D printing wasn't actually a big aspect of the device initially. We I just want to make a smartphone-based virtual reality visor. I'm a big believer that smartphones have the processing power to deliver uh, a lot of experiences and can do a lot of things with them. Sure, it might not be high-end games, but then again, that's why Oculus and Morpheus are around. AlterGaze was developed much more for casual VR type of experiences. Um, Simple games like Temple Run racing games for educational purposes. Let's say that you want to experience how was the ancient Rome or Egypt, for using it in museums, in history classes, and ultimately for using it for 360 films and even augmented reality. Um, that's where that's where my passion lies. That's what I want to do, and it's why I made it. Um, as I said, 3D printing wasn't actually a direct part of it. But after Viraz came out, we knew that we wanted to do a Kickstarter campaign, and Viraz launched their Kickstarter campaign. And shortly after, a lot of other smartphone-based visors started popping around. We had to shift somehow to make something different with it. And because we bought a 3D printer to actually build the prototype, we started considering if we can actually incorporate that into the business model. Um, because our background is not really in hardware manufacturing, it's more in content, and ultimately that's what we want to do. Um, we thought that we can use 3D printing by doing this crazy idea of crowd manufacturing. So essentially, what we were trying to achieve is instead of producing the device on our end or somewhere in China and just distributing it all over the world, we want to engage 3D printer owners to become manufacturers, to build devices and sell them on their own, make a profit out of it, and also this allows us to make a tailor-made device. As you probably know, because you're watching talk about VR, so I presume you know all the difficulties that come with interpersonal distance, with the fact that some people are far-sighted, some people are short-sighted. Um, smartphones on their own have different screen sizes, so that also affects the way you would build a device in order to truly make it compatible with any smartphone. So all of those variables ultimately means that it's kind of impossible to build a one device to fit all phone and work for everyone. So that's a major thing that 3D printing allows us to do. Tailor-made devices that are built by 3D printer owners for the end consumer based on their specifications. And because when we actually went through the list of all the smartphones and all the variables and how will that change the device, if your eyes are more spread apart, if your eyes are closer together, if you wear glasses, if you don't wear glasses. We ended up with such a huge variety of files, over I think there were 50,000 different models. So essentially make it truly compatible with any smartphone and any vision, that we simply embraced it. And we added designs to that. We added the option of changing colors, of changing designs, and right now on our website there are over 8.4 million combinations. So that's pretty much what I think by definition our visor is. It's a 3D printed, tailor-made VR headset distributed for crowd manufacturing method. On the side of application, because that's where our passion lies, we've been working towards developing tools because coming from a background of both games and filmmaking, I think one of the biggest struggles that both VR and 360 filmmaking has right now is the lack of tools. I mean, there are loads of applications ranging from Autodesk, Adobe, Nuke is a great software for compositing, all the 3D engines, Unreal, UDK. They give you the kind of like the base, the platform, but the tools for actually manipulating footage to make it work for 360 filmmaking, they don't really exist, and that's one of the major things that we're focusing on now. Apart from that, creating content is the other major, like the third part that Altergaze is. We want to develop experiences, especially in the more of a advertising kind of way. One of the things that we were considering is like a VR disco, like a silent disco, but instead of using headphones, you would use visors. You'd simply slot your smartphone in, and you would go and talk to someone. And when you look for the visor, there would be like an alien creature or whatever. We want to make on the content storytelling side of things. I personally want to do, as I said in the panel talk, if some of you have been watching, kind of like Alice in Wonderland type of stories. I think that's the beauty for VR right now. Not right now, I think forever, is the fact that you can do experiences that you can't really do in the real life. And I think that's what I want to see mostly in the virtual reality field. The type of Cartoon Network, Tim Burton, or Final Fantasy or Blizzard type of worlds where you can actually explore and live in there. Apart from that, Altergaze also poses a massive opportunity for education, and we're trying to go down that route somehow. We've been contacted by a few universities that were teaching games courses and filmmaking courses. Um, they simply wanted an affordable visor. As you know, a lot of universities and even schools nowadays have a 3D printer somewhere. And in the process of making a visor, kids or students will also learn about stereoscopy, about the history of stereoscopic visors and VR headsets. Um, they will learn about manufacturing, how you build stuff, and eventually they can use the device as part of their coursework. Another major field where we think Altergaze has very strong advantage is in the architecture and the advertising fields, because being a 3D printed headset, it means that you can personalize it. It means that you can put your logo at the end, you can use your brand colors, and being so affordable, you can actually give it to your client. Sure, £30 might not be as affordable as cardboard, but I guess when you're dealing with the type of clients that advertising agencies and architecture companies deal with, they would probably want something more solid than a cardboard device. Um, I think that's the bulk of our presentation in terms of where's the future for Altergaze. We are right now building the rewards for our Kickstarter campaign. We have 400 lovely backers that helped us out, make this possible, and we need to send all the visors to them.
Hi, Livio, can you still hear us? Okay, it seems like Livio's dropped out. I'll see if I can't get him back and call.
Not sure if it works or not.
Yep, well, we have you back, Livio, so just continue where you left off.
Cool. Yeah, 3 weeks. We've been saying that for over a month now. We've been working towards setting up the online pre-ordering system where people can either order fully assembled headset from us, um, or simply buy the lenses, and they can download all the files and print themselves the headset. We'll probably do the fully assembled headset first, just because there's a lot of work towards creating the resources of how to build a headset, how to build a headset properly so that it won't hurt your eyes. So the moment you look through it, the stereoscopy is bang on, depending on your smartphone size and your interocular distance, and whether or not you're far-sighted or short-sighted. So that's on the hardware side where we're at right now. We are working, as I said, towards developing tools. The tools that we've mainly focused on have been normally an SDK for games mainly, that allows developers to just put in our SDK, and we will take care of making it compatible with all the different smartphone sizes, even different visors. We've considered making it compatible with all the visors, or as many as we can actually get our hands on, and add in the specs, essentially the lens specifications. 3, 4, 5 years from now, we expect we will lose control over the 3D printing aspect of our headset, in the sense that everyone will probably have one. The people who sign up to become freelance manufacturer with us, they will probably already have a database full of different smartphone sizes, and they probably don't need our support towards how to build them, how to sell them, what to do in order to make it work better if they have any form of problems in the 3D printing aspect, how to print faster, how to print higher quality, and whatnot. So 5 years from now, we expect we will be mostly a software company focusing on developing games and stories for everyone to enjoy. I think that's Altergaze in a nutshell, and I look forward to getting questions with you, because it's really difficult to talk on your own about yourself.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Liviu. I understand that the panel is a lot better because you can interact with other
Yeah.
people. So yeah, let's start off with how diverse can these headsets actually get? Can you give us two examples, two different headsets? How diverse? Give us an example of one headset, and give us an example of another, and how diverse and different they can be from each other.
Well, you can have like a headset which it doesn't have any eye cups. It's really small. If it's built for something like the iPhone 5, it can it can fit in your oversized coat pocket, and then you can build a personalized headset which has your company name on the front, and it's really professional, and it's using golden materials and very nice leather eyepieces, and it's built for a massive note so it would work with pretty much anything. Uh, the way we went about developing our optics and everything else um, was pen and paper, simple physics, optics. We didn't just build one and try to make it work. We came up with different algorithms of how you would adjust the width of the distance between the lenses, what type of lenses will you use, the order of the lenses. Our optical system is different. We're using 3 lenses for each eye, and those 3 lenses, if you change the order of them, give you different focal point. So it will, when you use an iPhone 5 or you use a Note 4, which the screen size is so different, you would change the order of the lenses based on our specifications, and well, the 3D printer owner who builds the headset will put the lenses in a specific order so that you're utilizing the entire screen resolution. You don't lose any of it, and you don't see the edges of your screen if it's a very small screen.
Awesome. That sounds like you can make them pretty different.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, on top of that, you can actually brand them. That's one of the, I think anyone who works in advertising, they're really excited about Altergaze for that. The fact that they can do a gallery, they can do a launch an auto show launch, where they can actually get visors and they can brand them with their client's brand. But yeah, in essence, you can pretty much do anything you want. It's kind of like every single Altergaze is completely unique, and it's a different visor, so to speak.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. You touched on the panel, and you've touched briefly here that your influence and kind of your creative vision comes from Alice in Wonderland and possibly similar fairy book kind of tales. And it seems like you personally take inspiration out from that, and that's kind of like what your vision is stemming from that. Can you explain more where you want to take interactive storytelling with the Alter Gaze?
Well, I think it all comes from my background. Both my parents are engineers. My grandmothers are chemists since like the 70s, 60s, 50s. Um, but I grew up kind of wanting to do arts, and I ended up doing arts. But I always had kind of like a half art, half tech, architecture, graphics in general, games. So there was always this in me has always been this these two sides that I need to satisfy, where it's the tech side and the creative side. So I'm really passionate about Altergaze because it pretty much brings both of them. It allows you to do some completely new experiences that no one has ever tried. I mean, a lot of time right now when I go and show Altergaze, obviously most of the time I get invited to conferences like these where people know about VR and they know what to expect. But I end up a lot of times on more education-based type of events or 3D printing oriented events where some of these people try VR for the first time. And I'm always thinking if they're this amazed by this short, simple game that we put together more than a year ago, uh, um, the things that you can do with by making a nice story and have a creative storytelling in there, I think you can really leave someone with a very nice experience that they will cherish forever. Even more so than films nowadays. I think the films right now they kind of got to that level of consumerism where everyone just has to watch a film every day or at least once a week. But I think VR, at least for the next few years, might pose something truly unique. I mean, I don't know, going with your girlfriend and see a VR experience, or well, staying on a couch and experience with your girlfriend a VR experience. I think it can be a massive bonding between any two people.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Just on that same note, do you think you'll mix your alter gaze with actually augmented reality? So, for example, if you go on a date with your girlfriend virtually, do you think you can actually interact with the world in a way that you can augment it as well?
The thing that we were very mindful when we designed it was to leave the camera open. So because we're changing the design based on the smartphone specification, well, we're not changing completely. We're altering the base design for every smartphone. We're always mindful of leaving the camera open so that you can actually see the camera on the other end. And I have a few apps on my phone just to show people how it would look like if you use the camera and then feed that into the visor. And it's definitely a weird experience because it's not like binoculars. The cameras on smartphones are very wide, so you kind of get the fisheye effect, but with both eyes at the same time when you look through it. So it augmented reality. If people want to use AutoGate for augmented reality, they can completely do that. It's not something that I've experienced with a lot. I enjoy it. I see a lot of great things, but I simply don't know where to start in order to be able to do even a test experience. And right now, as I said, there's so many things that we want to do, and we simply don't have the time that probably we won't have the resources to actually invest into developing tools or doing R&D with AR. But we hope that there's someone out there who gets advice from us, and they will implement their own AR app that they maybe already have and use our SDK just to get the stereoscopy in there, and it should work just fine.
Yeah, that it makes sense. You talked about how you're going to transition more towards software, where the 3D printing companies will be more independent, and you'll take on more of just the software. Is that more in like your 5 to 10 year roadmap? And what else do you plan to do in the next 5 to 10 to 15 years in terms of changing your company and your vision?
It's not really changing it. When we started doing the alter gaze, we now start calling them the Olympians, just to like distinguish between the company and the headsets. when we started building them, we didn't actually expect to make a business out of it. It was more getting a bit of exposure. Maybe it will lend us a job in a more of a director, creative director position at a games company. It just happened that we got quite a lot of experience, exposure, sorry, quite a lot of exposure that we didn't actually expect. We didn't expect to be featured on Mashable, on Gizmodo, on Discovery Channel, on Bloomsburg TV, and all the other magazines and websites that wrote about us. It was just opening up VR. It was literally, if you watch the video and you see me talking about it, you can actually feel that it was just about building a visor, putting some files on the internet somewhere where people can download, so we can focus on building content. Now that this happened, we realized that there aren't that many 3D printers in the world. We kind of expected there at least one for every company or for every university, but in December, in January, right before we launched the Kickstarter campaign, we checked the specs, sorry, not the specs, the speculations of how many there are, and we found out that there are only 200,000 units out there. That was at the end of last year. And we realized that we need to do a bit more work. I mean, do proper documentation, show tutorials of how to print it. Also, initially, Altergaze was meant to be only for one smartphone, for iPhone. Then, because we wanted to do everything perfectly calculated in terms of optics and in terms of focus, and so that your eyes are completely relaxed, you don't actually feel when you're dipping in and out of VR. One other major feature of our headset is the fact that it's not strapped to your face. We think that that kind of adds anxiety, and it kind of makes you take an active decision into experiences VR, while this handheld method is more like dipping in and out of VR at any moment. At first we got mixed feedback from everyone, but the moment Cardboard launched, Google Cardboard launched, and it was so bang on exactly as we described Altergaze, we realized that, hey, this is actually it might actually work. We're not only the crazy one is promoting these casual VR type of experiences. So yeah, software is where we think we will end up doing. Now it depends if if we see more I don't know, more things that we think can benefit the VR towards mainstreaming virtual reality. Maybe we'll have our other hardware products, but software will definitely be a big part of the company, or at least that's what we want to do with it.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. You've mentioned a couple times, you keep saying adding content. What exactly do you mean by adding content, just for the viewers listening?
I'm not sure. When did I mention added content? Building content, sorry. Building content, that's what we want to do.
So for building content, you just mean different building blocks kind of to making the Altergaze? Into what?
No, I mean actual applications and games, virtual reality experiences, games, stories, 360 movies. That's what we want to focus on.
Oh yeah, awesome. Just some of our viewers were commenting about that. So I'll let that be there because that was the last question. Can you let everyone know how they can reach you and your company, and just give them your social media outlets so that they can, if they would like to follow your company and contact you, they can do that?
It's Altergaze, so anything, it's Alter Gazing Altergaze. Those are the two words. You can find the website at agvr.co. That's our short URL address, and that will redirect you to altergaze.com. And using the same name, you can find us on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. We tend to keep everyone posted via Facebook and Twitter because our website, it was just something that we've built right after the Kickstarter campaign ended. On our website, you can customize the headset and see how it will look with different smartphones, different colors. So you can actually have a play and see our database of 8.4 million combinations. But yeah, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, because that's where we post anytime we make an announcement. And as I said, hopefully in 2 to 3 weeks time, we will make it available for pre-order.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much for that. And just to let everyone else know that at 6 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time, we have a party in Curio. If you'd like to download the browser, it's thevww.com. Again, that's thevww.com. We're having a party there, so join us. Again, thank you, Liviu. Thank you for taking the time to come and speak. We really appreciate that, and hopefully you can come back next year.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a really great experience.
All right, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.